Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be more so of a topic video instead of just readings because y'all know the readings wear me the fuck out. But today's video is going to be about being the eldest child part two. I made a video about this before, but like now that I'm living back with my mom, like some things are just coming up. And so I just want to give y'all more perspective on what it's like to be the eldest child, the things you go through as the eldest child. If y'all don't know, I'm turning 20 this month. Yes, my birthday is coming up. Bitch, yes. I'm a Gemini. My birthday's in May. Obviously, obviously. One of the best months, period. But yeah, I'm turning 20, and so I'm just reflecting on a lot of things that is relating to my past. I'm also just reflecting on where I am at now and like what caused me to be here, the events leading up to where I am now. And a large portion of that involves my childhood, which I'm still dealing from. I'll do a video on that. That might be the next video actually, is me dealing with my childhood trauma and how I deal with it and work through it so that I'm not projecting my childhood trauma in every single aspect of my life. But yeah, today's video is going to be about being the eldest. So y'all already know I'm a psychic intuitive. Click the link down below if you want a reading. I have now fixed my website. Okay, so y'all are able to purchase whatever readings and how many readings y'all want. Because before it was limited because y'all, I was overworking myself. So I had to like kind of put a stop on all the readings I was doing, but they're back to normal. Uh, Join the Patreon. Okay, I posted a video about Scotty and Lemuel's relationship, their toxic, abusive relationship. So if y'all want to check out that, go check that out. And yeah, like the video, subscribe, and don't skip the ads. Okay, if you want to see a real bitch win. But yeah, being the eldest child. So since moving back with my mom, I'm just noticing a lot of things. So for example, right, when my mom was raising me, like I said, I was the firstborn for both my parents. I was both my parents first. Okay, my mom had me when she was 20, very young and very unexperienced. Obviously, she's still working through her own childhood trauma, so she made a lot of mistakes raising me, right? And I just noticed how my mom treats my siblings versus how she treated me when she was raising me, right? So, for example, my mom was a lot more stricter with me. And one of the things she used to do, and she enforced a lot of discipline. Like when I was younger, I was very disciplined, um, a lot, constantly by my mother. And just to give y'all some perspective, I wasn't a bad child. I wasn't disobedient at all. I was actually very obedient. I listened, and I was just I was very aware, consciously aware of the fact that I was a child and there wasn't much I can do in terms of like speaking my mind or just saying certain things. Like I knew the concept of right and wrong. I knew the concept of respect and disrespect very early on, right? But again, my mom made a lot of mistakes raising me, and one of the things she used to do was discipline me a lot, especially using physical discipline. I don't know if I could really go in depth on YouTube because I don't want this video to get taken down or anything. Like nothing too crazy. Like it's not like my mom would do anything too crazy, but she would physically discipline me, okay? AKA she would give my ass a whooping sometimes, right? Not literally my ass, but she would whoop me sometimes, right? And when I say whoop, I don't want y'all to think she used to be like, "Rah," but like, you know what I mean? Like, it was giving physical discipline. And again, I like, okay, right? So I noticed that she used to do that with me, but when I see her, when it comes to my younger brother and sisters, she lets a lot of shit slide with them. Like, y'all, my little sister, she is a brat, okay? Like, she's a brat. No Charlie XCX. Like, she is a brat. Like, first of all, she's always going around telling somebody what they can and cannot do. Like, if you're eating something in front of my little sister and she doesn't like what you're eating or she doesn't want you to eat it, she's gonna tell you, oh, you can't eat that. You can't eat that. You have to save it. Like, no, you're not allowed to eat that. And just to give you some perspective, my little sister's 5 and my little brother is I think 7 at this point. He just recently turned 7. So yeah, they're still pretty young, and I'm just noticing that around these ages my mom treated me very differently than how she treats my little sister. For example, let's bring it back again, she has a very big attitude, and so my mom doesn't discipline her like at all. And I'm just comparing, like, wow, if this was me back in the day, my mom would have tore my ass up. Like if I used to look the wrong way, if I even used to look at my mom the wrong way, like, bitch, it was over for me. Like, okay, my electronics were taken, a little, maybe a whooping. Like, she was just very harsh on me. And I'm seeing that my little sister, she's worser than me. Like I said, I wasn't like, I was sassy as a kid, but I knew when to like draw it in. Like I knew that I can't say every single thing I want to say out loud, right? I was very consciously aware of that fact. And I just feel like she allowed my little sister to say and do what the fuck ever. And so, yeah, like yesterday, I was just kind of getting annoyed with my little sister because at the end of the day, that's my little sister. We're family, we're siblings, we're going to get annoyed with each other. And I was mainly just getting annoyed with her because she just kept telling me what I can and can't do. Like, for example, the other day she was like, "Oh, you're not allowed to curse. Only mommy and daddy can curse." And I'm like, "Little girl, I can do whatever I want to do. Okay? Like if I want to curse, I could curse. If I want to jump up and down, I could do that too." Like, I was just getting a little bit agitated with my little sister. And so my mom decides to step in and she's like, "Oh, you can calm the attitude down. Like, she's only 5 years old." And I'm like, what? Like, first of all, I'm not cursing my little sister out, you guys. I'm not cursing her out. I'm not treating her as though she's my age. I'm just more so being dismissive of her. I'm just like, girl, please, like, go talk to your mother. Like, you know what I mean? Let her explain to you why I can do whatever I want to do, right? And that just really agitated me because, again, being the eldest child, you're constantly, unfortunately, you get to see the privileges your younger siblings experience that you never got to experience, right? Now, don't get what I'm saying and twist it, okay? Don't take what I'm saying and twist it. I don't want my younger siblings to experience the things that I experienced with my mother. I'm not saying I want my mom to beat their ass too. I don't stand for physical discipline, which, let me add, my mom no longer physically disciplines anymore. She learned her lesson with that, okay? I'm not gonna say too much, but that's a story for a whole nother day. Um, but yeah, she doesn't physically discipline them. I'm not saying that I want that to happen, but I'm just saying I'm realizing that, and it's bittersweet. Again, I'm happy to see my siblings getting treated better than I was, but being the eldest child, it's bittersweet because I then look in towards myself and I say, damn, why couldn't you have treated me like that, right? Why couldn't have that been my predicament? Why do I have to sit there? Why did I have to endure all that? And just for you to turn around and treat my younger siblings better, why couldn't that have been the case from the beginning, right? Is very bittersweet. Now, there are some eldest siblings that take those experiences and they project them onto their younger siblings, right? And that's when you get the younger sibling. That's when you get the older sibling that's like, "Oh, y'all should go through what I went through," right? They then start to form some form of animosity towards the younger siblings, right? That's what you don't want to do, right? If you're the youngest and you catch yourself doing that, don't do that. All right. Reel it back in and realize at the end of the day, it's not your younger siblings' fault that your parents made the mistakes they made, right? You have to take those experiences and the responsibility at the end of the day falls on the parent, right? So I'm more so upset with my mother. I'm not upset with my younger brothers and sisters. Again, at the end of the day, my youngest sister, she has youngest child syndrome, okay? She has baby of the family syndrome. She has that princess mentality syndrome. Like literally, me and my me and mind you, keep in mind they're very close in age, my brother and sister, but he's the middle child and he's the only boy, right? So he's not as bratty as she is, right? We literally just sat there and watched my youngest sister give my stepdad, okay, their biological father. We literally just watched her sit there and give both my stepdad and my mother an attitude. Like I said, she's very bratty. We literally just sat there and watched it happen. And guess what she got in return? Instead of really getting disciplined, they baby talk her and she got Robux because they love playing Roblox. Like she got rewarded. If that was me back in the day, not even back in the day, if that was me before they were born, like say 2015, 2016, if I did that shit, I would be done for. I would be finito, bitch. That would have been the end for me. Not the end of my life, but just like, they would have put a stop to me real quick. If I even looked the wrong way, God forbid I roll my eyes, God forbid I slam a door, like, bitch, it would have been over for me. You know what I mean? So again, it's just bittersweet. And I just really didn't appreciate when my mom stepped in and she was like, "Oh, don't catch an attitude with your younger sister." That's my sister, all right? I felt like it was very ironic for her to come in and just take up for my younger sister where, girl, you don't even like your older sister. Like, you still hold grudges with your older sister. Like, y'all are not even on speaking terms. So why are you expecting me and my younger sister to be happy all the time? Like, I'm allowed to be annoyed with my younger sister. You feel me? Again, it's just the preferential treatment for me, okay? Literally, this shit has caused me to look and just be like, when I have children, okay, when I have children and we get to the youngest child, I'm not gonna continue babying them. They're not gonna be, "Oh my gosh, you're the youngest, you're the baby of the family." No. You're the youngest, but that's not your role in the family. That's not Like, because I notice in a lot of family dynamics, the youngest child gets away with the most shit. They get preferential treatment, and that starts to turn into competition and hidden animosity with the younger siblings, right? And that's nobody's fault but the family and the parents' fault, right? The adults' fault, right? And a lot of the times those younger siblings then go on to completely rely on their parents. They usually have issues with taking accountability and accepting accountability because they were never taught to take accountability. Okay, everything is just, oh my gosh, you're the youngest. No. Past, I feel like the age of 2 years old, that or 3 or 4, that's when you start to, okay, now you're not the baby of the family. You're now becoming an older individual, not individual, but you're becoming an older child. Now it's time to start taking accountability and teaching right from wrong, right? Like, you can't be the youngest child forever. Child, this video topic is all over the place. But anyways, yeah, y'all, like I said, being the eldest child is bittersweet. As the eldest children, I feel like a lot of people glamorize being the eldest because it's like, oh, you're the eldest, you get to do whatever you want to do, nobody's really looking at you. I feel like, first of all, being the eldest, there's a lot of pressure. Okay, I feel like the family, they expect a lot out of the eldest, usually because the eldest is capable or was expected to take care of themselves, right? Usually the eldest has to set the example. We get the burden, okay? And I call it a burden because it can become burdensome. We get the burden of, oh, you're supposed to set an example for your younger siblings. And it's like, I don't agree with that. At the end of the day, I'm still figuring out my own life and I'm going to make mistakes. I'm young. I still have a lot to learn. So I don't agree with the notion of, oh yeah, like you're supposed to be setting an example for your younger siblings. Like, it's tiresome. Or for example, when your younger siblings do something and somehow you always have to take accountability for what they do again, it promotes that they don't have to take responsibility over their actions, which is not something you want to teach your children, right? Just because I'm the oldest doesn't make me responsible for what they do. At the end of the day, I'm the oldest, I'm not their parent. And that's a lot of things too. Being the eldest, they expect you to become the third or secondary parent. And it's like, again, I'm a child, I'm still figuring out my own life at the end of the day. We eldest siblings, sometimes we don't get the luxury of just being young and immature. We have to adultify at a young age to set an example or basically become another parent for our youngest siblings. And I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right. I'm still figuring out my own shit at the end of the day, right? We get this excess amount of responsibility put on our shoulders just because we were born first. I didn't ask to be born first. If I had it up to me, I'd probably be born in the middle. Okay, so like I'd probably be born in the middle. Like, but here we are. You know what I mean? So it's a lot being the eldest. It's not all glitz and glam. I feel like also sometimes when you're the eldest, the reason why you get so much like freedom and independence is partially because the parents stop caring after a certain age. This may not be for everybody, but this is the case for me. Like when I turned 18, that was it. It was just like, oh, you can figure life out now, right? My mom didn't see the need to really walk me through life after I turned 18 because again, I'm the oldest, right? I was, due to my trauma and due to just me being the oldest, it's like, okay, yeah, you got this. You don't need any help. But that's not true. At the end of the day, I'm still young. I'm still a young adult and I need guidance throughout this lifetime. I need guidance throughout this period of my life specifically, right? This period, I need a little bit more guidance, right? And instead, it was just like, okay, you're the eldest. You usually are used to doing shit on your own, so you could figure it out on your own, right? That's a part of the reason why a lot of us eldest children, we get a lot of freedom because we're just expected to just figure things out instead of receiving help. And it's just bittersweet. Like, I was just looking back and I was thinking and I was like, how much you want to bet when my youngest sister turns 18, my mom is going to coddle her and help her and basically just treat her differently than how she treats me. And that's the bittersweet part. Again, I'm not saying I want my youngest sister to be treated how I'm being treated. That's not the case, but I just want to be treated how she's being treated. And that will probably never happen. And I have to make peace with that. And those are the woes of being the eldest child, is just making peace with the fact that, you know what, you may never receive the necessary and preferential treatment that your younger siblings receive, right? So instead of internalizing those experiences and projecting it onto my younger siblings, I'm learning to heal, to not perpetrate those same experiences I had onto anybody else or my future kids. And I'm just learning to move on and make peace with my past, right? That is it, you guys. Being the eldest child is hard. It really is hard. The weight, the responsibility, excess that's put on your shoulders while you're still being a child yourself. You still trying to figure life out and you're just expected to, oh yeah, get it together because your younger siblings got to learn. That's not my job. That's not my job to teach my younger siblings. I will help them. Definitely, I'll help them study for school and all of that. Like, teach them, like, I'll help them learn academically, but teach them life shit. Bitch, I'm still learning, you know? So yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Anybody who's the eldest child, comment down below. Let me know if y'all can relate. Even if you're not the eldest child, what is your position in your family, right? Are you the youngest? You know, it's crazy. Also, they don't talk about the transition from being the only child to being the eldest. Bitch, that was a tough transition for me because I was just used to being selfish. I was used to not having to care for anybody else but myself. And then I had to transition later on into being the eldest child. And it was a tough transition mainly because my family expected me to just assume the position of the eldest. They didn't really help me. They didn't really have patience with me. They were just like, oh, you're the eldest now. Now you just got to step up. And it's like, no. The reality is that I've never had younger siblings before. I spent majority of my childhood being the only child. So you know what I mean? It's not like I'm just gonna be like, okay, I'm the oldest now. Now it's time for me to watch them and change diapers and shit. Like, it was tough for me. But yeah, let me know. This is part two of what it's like being the eldest child. Um, and yeah, like I said, I don't want to internalize these experiences and have animosity towards my younger siblings. That's not what it is. I love my younger siblings. And you know, the way our mom treated us differently or treats us differently, that's not their fault at the end of the day. I still have love for them. And yes, I'm going to get annoyed. Sometimes I'm not going to want to talk to them because, you know, they're children, they're young, they're noisy, they're overstimulating for me. That's normal. Okay. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. This video was kind of random, but I just needed to talk about this because I'm just like, ugh, I needed to get this shit out. I'm just like, yeah, this is really pissing me off. Anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts and opinions, and I'll see y'all later. Bye. Mwah.